Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. We are here at the beginning of a new week. Drafting Premier Draft Murders at Karlov Manor once again and playing in Mythic here today. So we're going to see what we can do with that. We're going to start with Pack 1 Pick 1 and we got a card from the special guest slot here. Tragic Slip, 1 mana for an instant, -1/-1. But if a creature has died this turn, it gets -13/-13. Boy, is this pack pretty darn horrible because everything else in it, I'm not very interested in taking this early. Person of Interest, fine. Museum Nightwatch, fine. Andrag's Rampage, unplayable. Burden of Proof, not great. I don't think Tragic Slip is honestly even that great, but gosh, this pack is so horrible. This is where I would love to take something like, what's the card called? The homunculus like hexproof thing where if you draw a card where you don't have a card in your library, you win the game. That's what I wanted to be able to take out of that first pack, but unfortunately stuck there. I do really like Case of the Crimson Pulse. I think I like this more than most others do. I think where people get confused with this is that you don't have to cast discard a card in addition to casting. If you cast this with no cards in hand, you just draw 2 cards. So it's just divination, and then if you have no cards in hand, you start drawing 2 cards a turn and just win the game. It's quite good. And honestly, the only other thing here really is a Market Watch Phantom. Course to Kill, maybe. I'm not really attached to Tragic Slip. I didn't really care about the first pack too much. I'm going to go ahead and take Case of the Crimson Pulse here and see if we can go from there. And unfortunately, gosh, these packs have been so bad today. Do I take a Slimy Dual Leech? And maybe that goes with the Tragic Slip. I don't care about Rage or Offender at Large this early, really. Archive, I don't think I need to take. I guess I could just take lands and keep myself open, but I guess I'll take the world's saddest pick 3 Slimy Dual Leech, and then we get all of the good white cards. Dog Walker, Case of the Gateway Express, and Inside Source. All of these are great here. I mean, if Boros is open, I'm going to draft it. This is a pretty late Dog Walker, but Case of the Gateway Express is also very good and very late here. I like both of those. This is also a late Reckless Detective. So, I mean, look, if you're going to put me into Boros, I guess I'll keep taking the good cards that put me into Boros, and I'm not going to turn down drafting the best archetype in the set. Don't care too much about really any of these cards. I'll take the Tracker. It's a sometimes playable card in Boros. Not very often, but pick 8 Galvanize. Lots of blue here, but I mean, I'll just keep taking the cards that are good for the best archetype in the entire format, and we will be happy with that. All right, here is our first pack coming back on the wheel, and there was nothing in it the first time, and honestly, there's really nothing in it this time either. So we'll just throw a Fairy Snoop in the sideboard if we open Vein Ripper and we feel like we need to get off of Boros. But I mean, this deck has been relatively open so far, and I don't feel the need to get off of it. Offender at Large is, once again, a sometimes playable card in this archetype. If you end up a little bit low on playables, it's a totally fine, acceptable card to put into your curve. And on the job wield, too. That is usually pretty key for Boros decks. Now, we don't have any Dog Walkers yet, but, you know, we'll be looking out for some. I don't think the one earlier is going to wheel, but we'll see if we can find some in pack 2. All right, nothing here. We'll take Investigators and a last pick, Reasonable Doubt. What can we find? Before this showed up, my mind was going to be like, what if we got Aurelia's Vindicator? I haven't had a chance to play with that card yet. Yeah, we got Aurelia's Vindicator, and we're taking it. 4 mana, 4/2 flying lifelink ward, too. It also has Disguise. And if it's turned up to X other target creatures get exiled, and when it leaves the battlefield, those cards go back to their owner's hands. Not even to the battlefield, but to their hands. Card is insane. We are going to go ahead and take that here, and look, we're going to see how high we can climb in Mythic today. I'm liking this start a lot. Would really like to see a dog walker or two. Another inside source would be good. Shocks would be great. Novice inspectors would be outstanding. You know, the good old Boros curves. Novice inspector right here. There is an assemble the players and a perimeter enforcer with 2 detectives. I think inspector. This is really close. I think I'm going to go inspector over enforcer here. It's definitely very close. I've talked about assemble the players a lot, but for those of you that haven't seen me talk about it, when you're in decks like this, this deck doesn't need help, right? This enchantment is a little bit win more. Like, this deck is going to do what it's going to do, and it's going to play creatures and kill your opponent, and a 2-mana card in your hand that doesn't actually progress your board sometimes, I think, it just isn't worth it. So I'm going to take the Inspector over the Enforcer here, and that's a close one, but do really like Novice Inspectors. Okay, we did get a Shock. No white cards except for Crowd Control Warden, which I don't think I would play here, but definitely don't mind taking Shock. And we'll need a little bit more help. Again, Dog Walker can go a long way, especially because we have On the Job. I really don't like Mask Maker. I guess I'll take Meddling Youths here. And it's fine. It's a fine top end of the curve, I think. I'm actually a little bit higher on Museum Nightwatch than some other people are. I think the card is pretty good. It just creates more bodies and dies into more bodies, which is all great things. This could actually be a knife deck. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm just going to go ahead and take the Nightwatch here. And yeah, still need a little bit of help, but we'll probably get there. Vigilante's pretty good with things like Detective, Inside Source, Inspector. So we'll go ahead and take the first copy of Positive Vigilante. Nothing much for us here. We'll just cut the red card and hope that our opponent got the signal that Boros is not open and then passes us all the goodies in pack number 3. That is the plan. So what am I looking for here? Well, this pack is basically over, so yeah, not going to main deck either of this. So in pack 3, I am looking for at least one Dog Walker. Another Novice Inspector would be good. A red rare might not be bad. Another Inside Source would be pretty good. The 2-mana 2/2 that gains flying when a creature power 2 or less enters would be pretty good. That's what I'd like to fill out this deck with here. Got a lot of 4s, which is not exactly where you want to be in this kind of deck. Yeah, nothing much here. We'll just take the uncommon. And I can't imagine we're wheeling much of anything out of this pack here. Yeah, and that's what it's looking like. Really getting nothing back. The addition of these play boosters have just eliminated the possibility of wheeling many very good things at all. So, the benefits are you open a Tragic Slip, which honestly isn't even like that great and is in our sideboard. And the downside is you don't wheel anything anymore. So, what can we find? Pack 3. Ugh, another horrible pack. I'm not playing Sanctuary Wall. I don't need another Offender at Large. I'm not playing a Mask Maker, and I'm not playing a Phantom, and I don't want to play Lumbering Laundry, so we swung and missed hard here. We're taking a pack 3 pick 1 Defenestrated Phantom. There are many things I had on my wish list, and you gave me none of them. Thank you, Arena. Okay, close here. So we got Person of Interest versus Galvanize, and Convenient Target to, I think, a lesser extent. All these 4-drops, I mean, this isn't really a 4-drop, so we're not super clogged in the 4-drop slot. But with On the Job, I think Person of Interest is going to be pretty good going wide here over a Galvanize. I do already have a Galvanize and a Shock here. Makeshift Binding is another thing I wouldn't mind picking up at least one copy of. So I'm actually going to take the Person of Interest over the second Galvanize. Another horrible pack. Don't need a splash. How many detectives do we have? 4 detectives? That's not really worth the case of the Pilfered Proof, and I'm not playing Riftburst Hellions, so just nothing. Alright, I guess we can play this Galvanize. Not too bad here. Crowd Control Warden, only other thing I would really consider. And we're not really getting there, to be honest. We only have 17 cards. Honestly, only 15 cards I'm even remotely excited to play. 14? Like, this is where I'm sitting at right now of what I want to play. And I'm going to have to add some less than desirable cards, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just... At least at this point in the format, people understand that Boros is good and they don't let a great Boros deck fly around the table. But I got Vindicator Pack 2. I guess I could have gotten out of red, but I also had... I had a Galvanize, a Shock, a Detective. That's all fine. Okay, there's some cards we could play here. Case of the Burning Masks, I think, is okay. Probably something we could put into the deck. So many Mask Makers, I just don't think they're very good. I'll take a Shady Informant, and maybe we play that. I don't know if I'll play a Not On My Watch, but we're going to have to find plenty of cards we are willing to play here, because... Again, we're coming up on the wheel, and there's really nothing left for us, I'm sure. So, do we get anything pick 8? The answer is no. So we're going to have to fill out this deck with a lot of C- and Ds, unfortunately. So let's fill this out here. It's a late exit specialist. And 15 cards that I'm excited about, and... I could play the Warden. That's a decent little wheel, I guess. How many creatures are we at now? 8. Obviously going to have to add plenty more of those. So, I'll take this last pick, Thoroughfare, and see you after deck building. Okay, here's where I ended up after the deck build, and boy did we end up with a lot of very medium creatures in this list. I have a Mask Maker, double Offender at Large, Defenestrated Phantom, playing Not On My Watch in an aggro deck. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 disguised creatures for a Mask Maker, maybe. Griffnaut Tracker, that's fine. Demand Answers in the deck. Not thrilled with where we ended up. I thought by Pack 2, like Pack 2 pick 2, we were at like 11 great cards, and we ended up with like 15 great cards. So... this is going to be very interesting, keeping 17 lands because of all of our disguise, and honestly all these flip up for a lot of mana. So we're going to need that mana to be able to play all our disguise and flip them up too. So not thrilled with where we ended up here, but, you know, Boros is the best deck in the format, and we have Relia's Vindicator. Maybe that's good enough. Not exactly sure. See you in game number 1. Alright, we go first here in game 1. Hand really isn't great. We can disguise this on 3 if we hit a land drop. This is obviously very risky. I think mulliganing is potentially even more risky. And if we draw a mountain, then we're off and running, and the hand is great. So we're just going to do that. Let's go ahead and attack. And I think I'm going to discard Not On My Watch here and see if we can find or get closer to a 4th land. Okay. Unfortunately, cannot flip that up. So let's get rid of their Tunnel Tipster here. And then I guess we can sack this clue here, draw a card. Still miss a land drop. Yeah, it never feels great to miss land drops. That's why I kept 17 in the deck. So... Aftermath Analyst hit no lands. Well, they hit a land. Oh, they have two. They hit one land among all of that and milled an Axebane Ferox. Alright, I guess we're just flipping up Vindicator here. And going to town. And see if they have removal. Because if they don't have removal, they just basically lose. I would like to solve this, obviously, but it's very difficult to do so when one of your creatures is a Novice Inspector and the other can't get through their 1/3s here. Looks like they're thinking hard about what to do about the Vindicator, or timing out, maybe? Not exactly sure. Okay, and they're back. Can they kill the Vindicator? Yes, they can. They look to be targeting it. I mean, murder would do it at this point, because they can pay the ward 2 on the murder. That doesn't do it? Okay. Shock. Let's discard Museum Night Watch, maybe? We did hit a 5th land here. I think I'd be okay throwing away a Novice Inspector. Oh, okay. That's also fine. Because that means we get to solve the Novice Inspector here. So let's do this. Go to damage, and I guess we just play Hazda Vigilante. And then put the counter here. And now all of our creatures are buffed. Interesting they didn't want to eat the Novice Inspector there. Okay, what else do they have? This could be any number of things, obviously. Do I want to attack into this thing? I mean, I think I do. I don't know if it has a reach or something, but... Okay, so it can trade. The shock can't kill it. For some reason I thought this one flipped up for 6, but that's okay. Alright, so Vindicator down, but we do still have a very big board here. I think I'll just do this now while they can't sacrifice this. I can also have it solved immediately. So we'll solve it. I could have played Inside Source, which would have been pretty good to pressure their life total, but I think we had enough wiggle room there to survive and get a little bit more value. Alright, once again going first, and look at all of the 3-drops in our hand. This Boros deck isn't very aggressive. It's just, I'll play a disguised creature, or I'll play a 3-drop, and that's about the best I can do. So, while we're getting going in this game, if you are not yet subscribed and you are enjoying the content here on the channel, go ahead and consider dropping a subscription here. It's absolutely free for you. It curates the content you want to see. And it helps out the analytics of the channel, so if you do appreciate the content that you do watch here on the channel, 7 days a week of content currently during Karlov Manor season, then go ahead and consider subscribing. You can also check out my Patreon with a link in the description as well if you really do want to give back to the channel, and you do get rewards for joining Patreon as well, as cheap as $1 US per month. Very, very affordable. So go ahead and check that out if you wouldn't mind, and thanks for your consideration on that. Looks like we're about to lose to a black-white deck here. Trade Inside Source for that? I guess. I mean, I'm not going to be using its ability. Okay, so I think I'm going to do this. I know they can get some bats here, but this will solve the case because I can attack and then I can shock the repeat offender, which is going to be pretty good. And then we do get to solve the case and potentially find a 5th land next turn or something. Don't need that. Let's go ahead and just see if we can find that 5th land or if there's something better. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get the 5th land here. This hand really wants to hit its land drops. And then we'll do this and see if they have removal or if they want to use removal. Alright, just make 4 bats, or make 2 bats, I guess. Yep. Okay. And what else you got? Another one. Interesting. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we'll just start chucking in with these things. And start just pounding your life total here. What do they want to remove? Doing some math over there, maybe? Okay. They do want to remove that, and we have a 5/3. They go to 10. They have 5 mana, lots of blockers. Another disguise. Getting in with all the flyers. Play another one, I guess. Okay, go ahead and buff it up with Auspicious Arrival. That's what I thought it was. Trade it off, go to 5. Both of these are currently lethal threats, and they just top decked, so... Oh, how nice! A convenient top deck. That also kills me next turn, very likely. So that is very nice for you. Doing some math here on... If they hit me with 3, then they pump up their creatures. I don't know if they can flip that or not. But they hit me for 3, I go to 8. Their creatures are all 2 power in the air then. Okay, so they're going to chump with the Onlooker here. That makes sense because it makes a bunch of bats. So if they chump with the Onlooker, they can't attack with those bats next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would be dead on board to removal, but we do have 2 creatures coming, so I think we can afford to attack here. It's going to be a close... Oh, but we also can exile it now. That's pretty good. So let's get the Leering Onlooker out of there, and... I guess a Novice Inspector. And then also play a Disguised Creature here. And I do have to block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There, they forced me to block here. So how exactly do I block? Like this, maybe? So, if I block with this one, this can turn up and be a flyer next turn with 4 power, but 4 is not 5. We only have 1 lethal creature. So if I block like this, this can turn up. Yeah. I'm sure this is going to eat whatever we have. Or at least it trades and then we die. Perfect. Alley Assailant. Can't say I expected that one to be the play. Well, the Case of the Gateway Express off the top of the deck is what won them that game there, so nice top deck. Alright, starting on the draw again with another mana screwed hand, but we do have the best card in our deck in our hands, so it's going to have to pull some weight here. And maybe we draw a mountain? Maybe we don't. We are 2 mountains away from Case of the Burning Mask. Gosh, there's just so many just cards I don't want to be drawing in this deck. Very unfortunate. Okay, so they have removal here. They only have this to do, so we'll play it. They have either Galvanize or Shock or something. They have something that can target a creature. If they want to Shock or Novice Inspector, I'll take that. That is totally fine with me. No plays. Okay. So when this is turned face up, I can exile things, but I think I'd rather just play a less desirable creature to start. And if they shock it and pay for the ward here, yeah, see, that's why I went and did that. So that Vindicator didn't die to another shock. Airtight Alibi. You have a 3/3. And now you don't. It's going to be difficult to solve this here now, but that's alright. Alright, at this point, do we think they have another shock to get through this Vindicator here? That'd be not great if they did. So do I just play Offender at Large? I think I'm going to risk it and hope they don't have a third shock. Looks like they don't. They do potentially have Galvanize, though, so if they draw a land, they could Galvanize it. In which case, I probably don't want to be flipping it up. Well, they drew the land anyway, so it looks like it's probably dead if they have no other better creature to play. Oh, God, I hate that card so much. Played against it so many times. So I can't really flip this up for anything other than just 4 mana because these have ward here. Do I want to do that right now? I think they have Galvanize, and it's not most mana efficient thing to do. I could hold up Galvanize for one of these. I could just do Inside Source and Offender at Large. I think that's what I'm going to do here. If they decide to turn either of these face up or something, then my Vindicator could target it, or my Galvanize could target it. I do know that they have at least one spell that can target a creature in their hand, because I played Disguise, they didn't get priority, and then as soon as I played it and it landed on the battlefield, they got priority. Oh, wow. That's the play. Actually, I'd like to be able to solve this next turn. I could still do that even if I block here. So I flip this up, pay for 1, take their Eavesdropper, attack for 3. Okay. See what we traded with. Looks to be a land. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I can get both of these because, well, 5. No, I need one more land. So do 5 here, turn face up. X is equal to 1. Take that. And then get in with my creatures here. And the turn. I'm sure they will be galvanizing this turn, but that's probably fine. We have On the Job as well. So here comes Galvanize, and I knew they had. But it takes up their whole turn here. Okay, not horrible. Let's start by getting in and then probably just flipping up our 5/4 here. So we'll do that. We'll target this here. Go to damage, and then I don't think I'm going to do this. Just going to hold up Galvanize for their Eavesdropper if that's what they do decide to play. Okay, many removal spells. Definitely have many removal spells here. Can still just continue to hold up Galvanize, because I know they have a great target for Galvanize in their hand with Eavesdropper here. Gosh, just more removal, huh? They could be playing around Galvanize here, because if they just played the Eavesdropper, they were, I mean, basically dead. And my turn. Land. Let's see what else we can find here. More lands. I guess we're just doing that. And then get rid of the plains in our hand here. Galvanize and Mask Maker. I guess we'll just play the Mask Maker. That way we get an additional counter here. Go to damage. And go ahead. Sure. Unfortunately can't Galvanize in response because they could just sack this and make it a 4/4. Should be fine here. Yeah. And then this should work out. And then this should work out. And there we go. Managed to push through there. Okay, this hand actually isn't too bad. Detective on 2. Not on my watch at some point here. If they are a little bit more aggressive than us. Oh. Drew that off curve, but it'll be okay. If they play a 2-drop, or if they play an X2, we can play Inspector and Case, which would be quite good here. No, instead it's Investigator, unfortunately. Alright, well let's get in there with this thing. Discard a card we have no guarantee of casting. And I doubt they block. Yeah, I didn't think they would. So now we play Novice Inspector and then just... not on my watch, the Investigator here. Jeez, must be nice. Down he goes. Evidence Examiner, that's a nice little combo. Are they going to play around not on my watch? No, they won't. So we'll get rid of that here. And then most mana efficient thing to do is just play this creature, and then if we draw a 2-drop or a 1-drop, we can kill their Evidence Examiner with Case. If we draw land, we can play Vigilante here. Yeah, I think we just got to play the Vigilante. Go ahead and put it here, and can't really have any attacks. And now if we draw a small creature, we could potentially kill Vampire, which I think is probably a bigger threat. Ooh, are they going to find a mountain? No, another forest. Disguise, and then also have Nervous Gardener. Okay, so we know that's a Nervous Gardener, or at least that's what I think it is. That is pretty darn good. So we can Mask Maker, Case, and Crack a Clue. Don't think they have interaction for this. At least I hope they don't. Okay. Not too bad. And then we get to attack with all of them, because we know this is a Nervous Gardener here. And I'd be happy to trade either of these for a Nervous Gardener. Same thing with Vigilante, that's also fine. We do get to solve the case. And we have On the Job in hand. Not too bad. Alright, let's see what they got, though. They are splashing all around for what is likely some very powerful cards here. So, Topiary Panther. Okay. Not bad. Can't imagine they're going to want to block here. Alright. So, gets 2+1/+1 counters on it, and it already has 1, so it's going to be a 7/7. That's kind of perfect. Or an 8/8, I guess? No, 7/7. 8/7. What? What is it? Oh, it's a 7/7 with the buff from the case here. That's what it is. Okay. So we'll end the turn. Keeping the land in hand for demand answers here. Not bad. Bad. Oh, it's a 4/4 Death Touch too. What a coerce to kill. That is quite the draw there. And yeah, we're flooding out now, so they probably flipped it. So they stole our 8/8. Basically, 5 mana, kill your 8/8, give me a 4/4 with Death Touch. All that is just great. And we managed to draw 4 lands in a row there, so that certainly didn't help us out. Okay, I guess we just trade. So at least we keep our Novice Inspector, but we trade off there. And we cast this with Disguise. Pass it back. Kill our clue. I wanted that. I was going to use that. Boo. Now they also have a 5/5. Does it have reach? With haste. No, it does not have a reach. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this stupid thing has reach too, so it's just going to trade off for that. Well, there's not much better we can do, so sure. Oh wait, this is only a sorcery. I didn't have to do that. Okay, well they'll just trade with Whipcracker here. I didn't realize that was only a sorcery. Seems like they didn't either. That's fine. And now they're more than likely to use it. And if they don't, I don't know exactly what's going on. Yeah, looks like they will. They get a 5/5. I have a 4/2. So I cannot attack into their 5/5. Case of the Crimson Pulse would be a great draw. Aurelia's Vindicator would be a great draw. I have a lot of great draws. It's not a great draw. It's not horrible, but it's not a great draw. I could trade this off for the forest and also shock the forest. Is that a good use of my resources? I end up with a 3/2 and they can just do it again. We're in the same spot except I killed a forest. It's not great, but I mean, I don't think we have much of a better option here. Got some good draws in the deck. We just gotta find them. It's a pretty good draw from them. So 1, 2, 3. Going to try to surprise them with a flip here, maybe. Alright, go ahead and trade it off. We have a 6/4. Which again, just trades for one of their lands if they want to. Okay. Trades for that too. We have a lot of Galvanizes we could draw that would get rid of this stupid Hedge Whisperer, but we're not drawing those. Okay, take 5. Go ahead again. Go to 9. Where's Vindicator? Where is many cards here? Go ahead and get rid of these. And pass it back. And, I mean, this thing is still pressuring us here. They have 2 extra cards in hand now. We have to take at least 5 if they want to attack us here. Oh, come on. Go to 16. Don't know why we couldn't have drawn that much longer ago. Okay, so we'll go here. And then galvanize the Hedge Whisper, which should unanimate the land here. Yeah, more value. Okay. We're somehow just surviving. See, they got removal. Looks like they do. Alright. Yeah, we were on the back foot most of that game, unfortunately. Alright, starting on the draw here. Can I interest you in yet another mana screwed hand? I think this is at least our 3rd or 4th one that we've had this draft, so feels good, bruh. But again, I'm not going to send back a hand that has Aurelius Vindicator. Can't really do that. Go ahead and play Detective. Let's see what they play. Is it just a disguised creature? No. Automaton. Kept it on top. Alright, so we'll go to combat. We'll get in here. And I think I'm actually going to get rid of Demand Answers here. It's just a little too slow for what we're trying to do. And hope they don't kill that. Lazav. That is something I could kill. Just play Person of Interest, and next turn we could actually flip this up and kill some creatures over there. Or we could just kill a creature and flip it up next turn and get 2 of them. That would also be good. Sure. Just trying to hit a land drop, maybe. And they did do it. And their own Reckless Detective. Okay. Why don't we just go ahead and do this here, and then I can trade off any number of these things if I want. That's a pretty darn good draw. Okay, play Novice Inspector, draw at the end of their turn. And now this can flip up and kill 2 things. As long as one is not a disguised creature with ward. No! They saw right through our plan. Oh well. No more Vindicator. Thank goodness for this detective right now. Doing some work. Coerce to kill. Pretty good against us. Yeah, let's just sack the clue. Goodness gracious, lands. We've even got 2 in the yard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lands so far. Heh, 12. Alright, more investigation. I guess the good part about drawing all the lands is that there's fewer in our deck to draw from here. So, sack that. Deal 2 to person. Trade this. Get a 2/2. Attack here. No, they can't attack there. Or not person, offender. Offender will trade with cornered crook now. I will plan to shock the Gear Drake in response to them cracking a clue. And now the detective kind of gets to take over. We don't have anything else going on here. Okay, do that and kill Inspector, I guess. Sure. go ahead. We only have 4 lands left in our last 17 cards here. Now we have 3. Meanwhile, they're just shaping their hand exactly as they would like. Go ahead. Got rid of an interactive spell already, so I'm sure they have removal in their hand. I don't know why they wouldn't. Go ahead and pay the ward first. Then I'll flip it up. They'll finish it off. That's okay. I mean, we got the 2 pieces of removal out of their hand there. What a draw that is. Gearbane, Orangutan. They have 10 cards left. We might just die too soon. Okay, I hope they don't have removal. Haha. I got to kill your creature. What you gonna do about it? So whenever a creature, one or more creatures die, mill a card. So they're forced to do that. Could that be a win con? Probably not. They're at 8. 8 cards left in deck here. Okay, so we're dead on board next turn now. Finish it with another land. No, not quite. I mean, it's one of the better cards we could have drawn, I guess. Okay. Still dead to Crime Stopper Sprite in 2 turns now. Let's see if they have a couple pieces of interaction. Do we still have a Galvanize left in the deck? I think we do. I think we have 2. Okay. We're drawing 3 cards next turn? We have lots of looks at an answer here. That's an answer. That's an answer. What are they getting priority for? Oh, it's for the dramatic accusation. Okay. So at the end of our turn, we have to discard our hand, right? No. Yeah, the beginning of your upkeep. Okay, so then just go ahead and do this. Just really hope they don't have a haste creature. I mean, I can't imagine they will. Currently dead on board now. That flipped around real quick. Alright, you're up. Wow. Can't say I expected to win that one there, but it did work out. Jeez. Alright, we get to start first this time, and if we can draw one more land, that'd be pretty good. We already have Detective on 2. Which, if that survives, that can help us find a third land, so let's go. No Galvanize. I need my creature. Okay. That does block well. Let's go to combat. I'll attack. And actually, I think I'm just going to get rid of Tracker here. Guess I could get rid of Night Watch. Lands are also nice, so that's why I attacked here. Alright, called the bluff. Good for you. Ooh, alright. Let's see what we're doing here. 4 mana. Do I want to just play Griffknot Tracker? Or do I want to case down, like, the 2/2 and hold up interaction here? I think playing a tracker is actually okay. It lets us pressure their life total more. If we draw a land, we can play Meddling Youths and probably attack with a good amount of creatures here. Depends if they attack us as well. Karlov Watchdogs. That's probably a good case target. Okay. I see what you're doing. So let's do this, kill this, and then get in, discarding Meddling Youths, I suppose. And then we can disguise the Vindicator here, and we do flip the case. And then this should probably put us pretty far ahead. Because we can turn up Vindicator for x=1 next turn. If they have removal, but we're still attacking with like a bunch of creatures. And if we draw a land, we can do it for x=2. Okay, no blocks. Holding up specifically Shock. That's not great news for us. That means Vindicator's about to die to a Shock. No, they're bluffing it. Okay. And that should probably do it, I would think. Not officially, but it's pretty darn close. Plus, they're technically at 2 because of Shock, so... Actually, I think this is official, because they have to take at least 2 and go to 1, and then we play land, play Shock, go to the face. So, yeah, Aurelia's Vindicator. Who knew? It's a good card. Yeah, it's the only way they survive. But little do they know, we do have the follow-up. All right. Got a nice little win there. Let's go on to the next one. All right, we're up first this time. The hand is, again, very slow, but we've shown some staying power into the late game with this deck, so... I think I'm just going to keep it and... Unfortunately, not really draw interaction before turn 3 here. Let's go ahead and just play... Guess it doesn't really matter. Steam Core Scholar. Yeah? 2/2 Flying Vigilance. Okay. It's a nice little mana efficient draw there. Then next turn we can disguise Warden and hold up Not on My Watch. One, two, three. And then probably cast Not on My Watch on the Scholar here. You don't get to number 133 rank in the world by not cracking Escape Tunnel on your opponent's end step when you have no other actions. Forensic Researcher, okay. Land, okay. Don't have anything else to do here, so let's just flip this thing up. And kind of needed to survive a little bit. I mean, we don't have a lot else going for us. That does survive. Interesting attack, but sure, sure. They know things I don't. Gonna tap down the Warden here now. Sure. I could actually just play this and pump up this thing and hit them down to 4 here. That actually is pretty good. And then we do have on the job for next turn, so I mean, that's quite good for us. So they go to 4, and currently every single creature is lethal according to on the job. Now, there's many things they could have, so we will see. Okay. That's still okay. Just disguise a random creature. There we go. So that block, they would have to double block here in order to not die. Can I do both? 4, 7. No, I can't. So, alright. So they're dead if they don't block everything. Okay. They did do it, so good for them. Alright, go to damage, and trade everything, get leftover with that, and then I guess we have Novice Inspector in the deck, so we'll crack this and see if that's what we hit. No? Okay, end the turn. Land and Tristani. I've lost to this card one too many times. Doesn't give lifelink, does it? No, it doesn't give lifelink. So at least there's that. If they draw land, I think, yeah, they are dead on board here. But we're not going to know if they draw land, because they're going to have priority. Oh, they drew Bite Down on Crime. How convenient. Man, we've had some brutal top decks against us today, that's for sure. Give it Vigilance and Double Strike here, because why wouldn't you? Gosh, there are not many cards that could have gotten them out of this situation, but Vigilance and Double Strike certainly is one of them. So, take 12, I guess. We're down to 2, and now we're not officially dead next turn, because it doesn't have Trample, but, I mean... So I guess we attack with both, and then... Okay. Something. They go to 2. One, two, three, 4. Play Night Watch. Play Novice Inspector. That would have been pretty good, but one too late here. What do you got? Wow. What are these top decks here, man? The good news is, well, we have to chump, but if we draw a creature, we can case away that thing, but goodness. Like, it's the perfect one that means we can't block and also get a 2/2. Well, I guess that'll have to do. We are dealing with some insane top decks today, and granted, I will consider that an insane top deck on our part too, but wow, our opponents are really drawing into some good stuff. Alright, starting on the draw with another clunky hand here, but hello, beautiful. We will see what we want to do on 3. Probably Offender at Large, Person of Interest on 4, Vigilante on 5 is what I'm thinking right now. Playing against Black-Red, they're probably going to have plenty of removal for the Vindicator in their deck. I mean, you know, drawing nothing but lands also makes our decisions relatively easy, because nothing we've drawn has changed those decisions. I'll be fine trading off with a Morph here. Or a Disguise Creature, I guess you could call it. Let's see if they even let us. They might Galvanize or Shock this one, just to push some more damage here. Nope. Do still have Shock, notably. Either Shock or one of these creatures is a Pyrotechnic Performer. That's the only thing I could think they have right here. And Shock is not very good when we have Aurelia's Vindicator in hand. So we gotta bait that Shock out. Oh, it is Pyrotechnic Performer. That's what it was. Okay. Can no longer block this one, unfortunately. Now I think next turn I play Vigilante, the following turn I disguise Vindicator and play Case. Yeah, I can't block that one. Shady Informant, go to 7. Yikes. Okay, let's put a counter here, and then attack with that because we have to. And this Performer is causing a lot of damage here, but we do have Case of the Burning Masks for it. But they have 3 cards in hand and could push a lot of damage here with many different draws. That's one way to do it. Oh, kill that one, okay. Gotta block this. They're gonna kill our Person of Interest, but, I mean, we're not very aggressive right now, so I think that's okay. Although the Blood Spatter analysis is already at 3, and it's about to be at 4 after we play this. They've got a Hellion in there, as well as the Performer itself, which they could get back and flip up and put us to 4. Shady Informant, also not bad. Okay, kill Aurelia. How many times is this? Aurelia's Vindicator died on us here before we can flip it up. And they get something back immediately. Brutal. Okay. Got a big creature. Good news is we do have this to flip up and potentially just trade for that with itself, because it'll be a 7/4 here. Well, I guess I should have attacked first. That was kind of dumb on my part. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that. Well, I guess that's the reason. There you go. Played perfectly. Never didn't have it. Got to put a counter. So 4, yeah, they don't have the mana to disguise this and flip it. So that's good. Disguise, and what's the other card? Nothing? Oh, hello there. I don't know if we can afford to do that, though. Can we? What happens if they block? It's gotta be good, right? It's gotta be good for us. If they... Do they have priority, though? No, they don't. Okay, well... And we do still have Reckless Detective to block this thing if they somehow survive through these blocks here. Oh, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, okay. We'll just do this then. On the job for the win. 6 and 2. Let's see if this Boros deck can get the trophy here. Alright, starting on the play here with, once again, a very clunky, but we do have a curve. Very clunky hand with 3, 4, 5, so at least there is that. Unfortunately playing against World's Best Grandpa. And I don't want to have to beat World's Best Grandpa. I mean... How rude, right? Alright, let's actually disguise this thing, because we could actually cast that. We can never cast that. We have to disguise it first, no matter what. So, we'll do that. Play a disguise. Let's see if they do surveil a card into the yard. Nope. Okay. Most mana efficient thing to do would either be to play Tracker or disguise this and shock their Gorehound here. Let's just play a Tracker, and I keep messing this up. I meant to attack first. But I feel like we have a decent enough hand to be able to try to race a bit here. Ooh, Night Drinker Moroi. Well, that does die to shock. Ooh, both of those things do. Alright, so we got a nice little curve here. So we could just go... We can't, unfortunately... Oh, we can... No, we have to attack with 3 creatures. So, what if we just did this? And then also shocked the Moroi here. That way next turn the case can kind of clean up the damage. Because next turn, the case can kill a creature, it can flip, or it can solve itself immediately. And then we can also hold up Not on My Watch. So which creature do we want to kill here? I think I'll kill the Whipcracker. Get on in there. Go to 8. Solve the case. Still have this thing to flip up. Could exile their Gorehound. I don't know if that's something I want to do, though. Probably not. Okay. Oh, double removal spell. Okay. Pretty good. Now I think I will, just for tempo here. Because that does have 3 power now. Actually, you know, the better play there would have been to play the Vigilante, because that way next turn we could attack with this and this. That was not the greatest of plays. I just got a little bit ahead of myself and thought attacking would be good. I mean, it was okay. They're at 3. But definitely should have played Vigilante there. Interesting. Okay, they have a 3/3, and that's it? Okay. Because, see, yeah, now they'd be dead. Because I could attack with both of these. So, definitely a mistake. Yeah, so definitely punted there. Let's see if we can recover from it, though. Okay. Alright, they're still alive. Still alive. Gravestone Strider, yeah. I mean, if we keep drawing lands like this too, you're going to continue to stay alive. Mm-hmm. Okay. Pass it on back. And what is the top deck? Specifically leaving up a certain way to disguise there. Geez, what do we do now? We still have to attack, right? I don't think I know anything that can flip up for 5 mana that can eat a 5/5. At worst, it's going to trade, right? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we should have won this like 5 turns ago if I had made the right decision there. There goes a 5/5. Okay. Okay, go to 1. And land, and we win. Wow. All right. So, played through a punt there. Got the trophy. Up to Mythic 619, which I believe is the highest ranked Mythic I've been here on the channel. I might have been in the 500s at least once, but this is Mythic 619, and unfortunately, tomorrow's video, based on when this is being recorded, is going to be after the season reset. So 619, well, already 620 now, is the highest we're going to achieve in this season. But don't worry, next season we're going to be back going for a higher rank because we will be drafting once again 5 times a week and be able to continually improve our ranking from there. So, hope you enjoyed this Boros trophy. Kind of boring, but a trophy's a trophy. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.